In every movie I'd seen, every book I'd read, people talk about someone being broken, just having so much happen to them that they stop. Was this what that felt like? I simply stopped feeling the grief after a while. All the shock and anger had dulled to a melancholy ache. I felt my mouth open, my lips peeled back from my teeth. "Mum," I croaked. "Uncle Bill, Lyle." The words felt stale, even as my mouth went through the motions. Much as I called for my mother, Mummy wasn't coming home. I just hoped she was with Dad again. I could see Gore looking over at me. The catman padded over, squeezing under my arm in the way that cats do. I appreciated the gesture, even if it didn't help. I even gave him a few scritches despite my grief. "Hey, what are you—" "Oh." The alien catman started purring. "Okay, that was cute." "Tell us about your mother, Thomas," Sashan said. "It is good to share stories of the dead." I like that. I told them everything, what kind of person Mum was. She was the one willing to go to prison for loved ones. I told them about jamming to Cream and Slayer and Van Halen in the car on the way to synagogue, Kung Fu movie night, that awful chopped liver she made on Passover. Everything. I told them about Uncle Bill. We'd been fighting the Shovanti together since day one, crashing at his place after a party in high school. That summer we spent building a car. Those horrible gore movies we always watched, shooting guns in the woods. Hell, I even found some nice things to say about Uncle Lyle. Mostly though, I was just worried about Jason. He was, 6 now? Jesus. His mom was dead, no clue about his older sister. Presumably she'd been blown up on invasion night. And now his last few family members were gone too. What was he gonna do? That snapped me out of my funk somewhat. I was supposed to be a preschool teacher, for fuck's sake. Take care of this kid, Tom, you motherfucker. Morning could wait, I supposed. There was still a living family member to take care of. I gave Gore one last scritch and nudged him off me as I got up. First we had to get out of this cell. Uncle Bill had taught me a few ways to break an old lock like these houses would have. Anybody got a hammer? It was worth a shot. "I'll do you one better," Sashan said. She picked up the bench her sister wife sat on and rammed it into the door. Nothing. Okay, not exactly what I had in mind, but good to know that doesn't work. I knelt down and fiddled with the lock. Okay, the Baron must have replaced the locks. These were fancy-ass shield-style keycards, not some mechanical lock and key. The Baron, meanwhile, had some other plans. "It's time to reveal purity control to the world," he said. His aide immediately wrote it down. "Not the experimentation and all that," he said quickly. "Well, maybe dress it up as more ethical. Time to play the conspirator. Get rid of evidence of any vivisections and the like first. Then we draw up evidence that everything done was non-invasive, non-lethal, and consensual. Forge reasons for people disappearing from prisons and hospitals. Got it?" The aide feverishly tapped on her omnipad. "Let's see. Release some footage of the actual non-invasive stuff. Defake some faces onto the people in those videos. Store them for if anybody demands to see the rest. Can you get all that managed?" "How will you be revealing it to the world, sir?" More tippy-taps. "It's been nearly 2 years," Baron Stamantius said. "I've mourned for long enough, I think. The Baroness, the wife, always hosted a party on her birthday. You remember, right?" "Of course, sir." The Baron knew she did. He always gave her the night off, an official invitation so she could come. "I think it's only right that we continue this little tradition, don't you?" Good thing the aide didn't know he had set the Baroness up to die. That would be embarrassing. The aide quickly nodded, busy writing everything down. "I'm going to go see what else needs to be done," Baron Stamantius said. "For the party, I mean. You handle the other things." He had filled her in on the true nature of purity control long ago. At first he'd used blackmail to stop her reporting him to the Interior. Then he had used that blackmail to involve her in the work. After that, she was his. Any attempt to reveal purity control now, and she'd go down with him. Oh, and he still had the blackmail. He knew he could trust her. The aide waited till he was gone. I made a quick call. Animianta stopped shoveling long enough to wipe her brow when her omnipad blooped. Oh goody, it was Stamantius' aide. She contacted the aide with the intent to blackmail her into sabotaging whatever the Baron was working on. Imagine her surprise finding out that the aide was looking for a way out, and more than happy to work with her. It's Blade, she said. Her voice would come out distorted on the aide's end. Ah well. Operational security, right? Blade, we have to act quickly. Barrister Mantius is revealing purity control to the world this week. He's put me in charge of scrubbing the dirty details, the aide said quickly. Slow down, Mayanta said. How's he revealing purity control? She had found out about it after kidnapping Dagda a week ago and copying all her files. That same Dagda now stared up at her from the hole Mayanta had been filling in when the aide called. In the hole, bound, gagged, and unable to do anything. He's revealing it at a party. The late Baroness's birthday party. Oh! A plot formed in Mayanta's head. Who else is coming to the party? One moment. The aide went quiet for a second. Okay, he thinks I'm vetting the party guests for anyone who shouldn't know about purity control. She quickly read off the names. That's a lot of people, Mayanta mused. She thought about trying to see who deserved to die. Nah, they all probably did something. Better to kill them all and let Kraft sort them out. At the same time, she was being investigated by various security elements in the Imperium. 2 of her superiors died in quick succession. Speaking of, she continued filling in Dagda's hole. The soon-to-be ex-interior agent whined through the tape over her mouth as the dirt showered over her. So here's the plan, Mayanta said, holding the photo array over her shoulder. You call in sick that day so you don't get caught in the crossfire. My forces will converge on the mansion. Okay, she was lying, but only partly. Instead, she was going to trick the various security forces investigating her. She would play them against each other. Add in the Baron's personal militia. Hell, she could let slip that the various forces were shot through with various elements loyal to the Baron. Maybe throw in a few human rebels for fun too. Send me a list of the Baron's captives too. We could perform a rescue. Yes, ma'am. Mayanta continued burying till her pad blooped. She took a look. Oh! She was definitely going to have the human rebels do a little rescue. It's going to be a doozy, she said. Good luck. Mayanta hung up. Just hold on, Balak snapped over his shoulder. Dinner will be ready when it's ready. But I'm hungry, Solana said against the corner of the cramped kitchen. Me too, Rayala echoed from the combined living and dining area. Shh, Nixie glared at the 2 children in turn, covering the camera off her omnipad. I'm on a call, keep it down. You know what I think? A key tie began herding the pouting children towards the back door of the apartment, little Jasmine on her hip. I think we should all go outside and give Papa some space, Ree, grab your soccer ball. We'll go kick it around the backyard. Brelak mouthed a thank you as he mashed a pot full of boiled local root vegetables. The back door had barely closed when Thrasis came bursting through the front entrance, waving a fistful of paper. Brelak, sweetie! She bounded into the kitchen, sweeping the diminutive man up in a hug. You'll never guess who's finally taken notice of my work. Careful! Brelak held a saucepan away from the 2 of them. This is hot. Oh, Empress, I'm sorry. Brelak carefully set the gravy back on the stove and wiped his hands on the towel. Now, he heaved a heavy sigh and turned to his wife. What's all that about your work? Thrasis held up a thick envelope in front of a manic grin, wiggling her eyebrows with glee. A real holistic goddess paper envelope. It was embossed with gold filigree around the edges, with a thick purple and blue seal. The seal of the Stamantios family. Brelak gasped, his eyes widening. You've landed a position? Well, no. Thrasis' shoulders slumped, but she rallied quickly. What you are looking at is a personal invitation to a party at the home of Baron Stamantios himself. Officials and dignitaries from all over the North American sector will be there. Goddess, what an opportunity for networking. Nixie poked her head into the kitchen. Who all is invited? It says Phrixis Darsari and guests. So, everyone. Thank the Empress. I've been dying for some real social contact. Brelak turned back to the stove with renewed vigour. There's not a single Marine on this base that can go more than 2 sentences without making some kind of innuendo. Can you picture Solana at that kind of party? Nixie's face folded into a wince. At a noble estate? The kitchen grew quiet as scenes of chaos and mayhem played themselves in the minds of the 3 adults. That might not be a good idea, Brelak winced. We could get someone to watch them. Thrasis offered. Maybe one of the officers. Nixie tapped her chin. I know one who's got me a good deal on a few crates of bruise cream. We are not dumping the children in the logistics warehouse, Bulak gave an incensed glare. Why not just have Trixis watch them? Freesis shrugged. She's almost 10, she'll be fine. That might work. Bulak shot a worried frown at the backyard. You know, Akatai might not want to go. Nixie shrugged. You know how she is about anything with a little bit of class. That's also true. Bulak gave a thoughtful nod. Either way, we could all use a break. Don't you worry about that, love. Fritzis wrapped an arm around his shoulders and kissed him bloody on the forehead. I'll make certain it's a night you don't forget for a long time.